Hello everyone, welcome back our online lessons. I am Nijat. I will be here for 2 hours from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. In today's lesson we will be talking about passives for all the tenses. I think you are good and doing very well and ready for today's lesson. So if you feel ready, we can start. I think you, like most of you, have a problem with the grammar, like passives. And in today's lesson, we will be talking about the passives and we will solve your problems that most of my students are suffering from this grammar, okay? All right, Mr. Ahmed says, I am ready. Emir says, I'll start. It's not IELTS. Let's start. Okay, yes, let's start. Let's start to talk about passives. And for the passive tenses, I will show you active and passive tenses chart, as you see from my screen, like simple present and simple past. Hi, Jada. Welcome to our online lesson again. As I told you, we will be talking about passives. Hi, Salam. So I'm waiting for my students and we can start to talk about passives. So Gafar has come here. All right. So how can we make passive tenses? How can we make passive sentences? Like you can say simple present and simple past, the active object becomes the passive subject. Okay, so here we use to be, like for present simple, am is are, plus past participle. For simple past, like was were, plus past participle, like active form you can see here. The movie fascinates me. So how can we change this sentence? The movie fascinates me here, as you say. For like this is active, right? But the passive form, I am fascinated by the movie. So what we changed? We changed object, like object becomes the passive subject. I am fascinated by the movie. So, me, we change it to I am fascinated by the movie. The second one, the movie bores Jack. Jack is a third person, like is. Jack is bored by the movie. And the next one, the movie surprises them. Them is an objective pronouns. We have to change its subject, like they are surprised by the movie. So as you see, we changed them. Like let me highlight it in order to explain it in more detail. Like them, as you see them, we change it to they. Jack is the same, me, we change it to I. So the movie fascinates me. I am fascinated. Like subject to be, am is are, plus past participle. And if you wanna show, like by who? By the movie. The movie bores Jack. Jack is bored by the movie. The movie surprises them. They are surprised by the movie. Yes. But what about the simple past? It's the same rule, it's the same grammar, but we changed to be. We changed to be to was, were, according to the simple past. Like as you say, the movie bored me. It's the same, I, but because of simple past, we used was. Was, okay? Was bored by the movie. Or the movie fascinated Jack. The movie fascinated Jack. Jack was fascinated by the movie. Like as you see, we changed just to be. And the next one, the movie surprised them. The movie surprised. It's again in the past simple. Surprised. They were surprised by the movie. They were because of subject they. Alright. Any question about this grammar? Like about the simple present and simple past? The active object becomes the passive subject. Okay. And for example, let me write a sentence and I will ask you to change it to passive. For example, we built a house. So how can we change this sentence? This is a present simple. We built a house. Or what? How can we change it? Like, let's change this sentence to passive. Okay. And then I will write the second sentence. Let's do like practicing. Okay. Let's do practicing, and practice by practice we will learn how can we do that. How can we learn to make the sentences, to change the sentences to passive. Sevgi Arslan says, house is built by us. There are some mistakes. Sevgi, built is an irregular verb. Okay, like we can keep it same. A house, like this is an object. We have to write it. We have to change it to subject. A house. This is a present simple. Am, is, are. A house. Am or is or are. Which one? Erhan says the house was built by us. No, it is wrong, Mr. Erhan. Kadir Güç Bilmez says house is built by us. House is built by us. But we have to write indefinite article. A house is built by us. Yes, Kadir it is correct. Ahmet Ceyda, yes, built. Yeah, it's correct. A house is built by us. Yes, that's the correct answer. Or we can say Ülker company, like chocolate company, I think. Company produces chocolate. So how can we change it? Ülker company produces chocolate. Eylem Yıldırım says house is built by us. Yes, that's correct. And Gamzener says house is built by us. Yes, that's correct. But don't forget to write indefinite article in front of house, okay? We have to keep it the same. Like we have to keep the object same. A house. That's the same, okay? We shouldn't use the. Eylem has a question. How can we say konferansa kabul edildim? Okay, Eylem, I will write an answer to your question. Just wait a minute. After explaining this sentence, we will continue with your question. Savaşçı says, hi teacher. Hi Savaşçı, welcome to our online lesson again. And they say chocolate is produced by Ülker company. Yes, Ceyda, perfect. Sevgi says chocolate is produced by Ülker company. Yes, chocolate is produced. Great, yes. Kadir, Eylem, they say great. Super. Aysu says chocolate is produced. There's a spelling mistake. Aysu. Ahmet answer a chocolate. Not a chocolate. Generally speaking, like not specific chocolate. Okay, Mr. Ahmet, chocolate. Hi, sir. Bertrand Anju Archu says, hi, Mr. Bertrand. Zeyda says, I was accepted to conference. Yes, Zeyda, your answer to who asked me, Eylem. Yes, your answer to Eylem's question is correct. Chocolate is produced by Ülker company. Yes, that's good. So this is a present simple passive. Great. And Canan says chocolate is produced by Ülker company. Yes, it's correct. And when it comes to Eylem's question, let me review her question again. How can we say konferansa kabul edildim? I was accepted when? Ne zaman? I was, if it's in the past simple, we should use I was accepted to the conference. I was accepted to the conference by, for example, by my director, like this. In order to show by whom? By my director. Great. If you have any question, just let me know. I will answer to all your questions. I am here for 2 hours with you and I will be really happy to answer all your questions. Eylem says, I was accepted conference by Justenglish course. Yes, for example, it's correct. Yes, I was accepted to a conference. Let me write it here. I was accepted to a conference by Just English. Yes. Right now everything is good. Super. Everything is perfect. Let's continue with past simple. My father, for example, bought a car. My father bought a car. So how can we change? This is the active tense. How can we change it to passive? So we have to change it to passive. All right. My father bought a car. I'm waiting for your answer to this sentence. Let's change it. We have to change object to subject. Okay. Like object in active sentence must be a subject for passive. A car. Okay. A car was bought by my father. Yes, Ahmed, you are really active. Thank you. Kadir says a car was bought by my mother. Mother or father. Yes, a car. Like to be, past simple was were. A car. Third person, it. We should use was. By, bought. Yes, we will use bought. By my father. That's great. Yes, a car was bought by my father. Yes, all the answers are correct. Gafar, Ceyda, Savaşçı, Sevgi, and Kenan, Gamze Nur, Eylem, Sıla. Yes, great. Your answers are perfect. And let me change it to the different sentence. Let me write it a different sentence. They cut, not cut, let me use a difficult verb. All right, for example, they sold all their properties. Yes, they sold all their properties. It's like much difficult, not a little like simple sentence actually. We have to change it to passive. It's not really difficult, more than like the previous sentence. Yes, cut. Ahmed says it's same. Yes, it's same. But for this sentence, they sold all their properties. How can we change it to passive, guys? Can you help me to change it to passive? All right, their all properties were sold by them. Barkın says all their properties. Yes, the correct answer is all their properties were. Why? Because of they. Yes, properties. No, because of all their properties. It's plural. All their properties were sold. Were sold by them. Yes. Great. Yes, your answers are awesome. That's great. All their properties were sold by them. Barkın, Sevgi. Yes, your answers are correct. And the last one I'm gonna write. The last sentences, for example, my friend drank what? My friend drank a cup of coffee. My friend drank a cup of coffee. That's it. Yes, simple. My friend drank a cup of coffee. Their properties were all sold by them. Okay, Mr. Bertrand says all their properties were sold by them. All should be in front of their properties. So my friend drank a cup of coffee. So how can we change it? The cup of coffee was drunk by my friend. Yes, a cup of coffee must be a subject. A cup of coffee was drunk. Yes, like drink, drank, drunk by my friend. That's the correct answer. Thank you. Kadir, Gizem, Kenan, wow, Eylem, Berkun, Irmak, Dilan. Thank you for all the answers. A cup of coffee was drunk. Fatma, just you should change the verb. Drank, not drunk. Drunk. Okay, we should use you, not a. Yes, a cup of coffee was drunk, not drank. All right, guys, we have already learned how can we change simple present and simple past to passive. Yes. So if you understood this one, this grammar, let's change the tense to present and past continuous, like present continuous and past continuous. How can we do that? We learned how can we change the sentences in present simple and in the past simple. It is time to learn how can we do that. How can we change it to like passive in present and past continuous. Okay, if you are ready, let's continue. Active, as you see, I'm helping Shannon. I'm helping Shannon at the moment. Or John is helping Sue and Link. In order to change these sentences to passive, Shannon is an object here. Okay, Shannon is an object, as you see. Shannon must be subject of the sentence. Let me highlight. Like Shannon is a subject here. We have to change it to subject, like object to subject. Okay, plus am is are, like to be, is the same. Or if it's past simple, was, were, just we add being after to be. Okay, being and past participle. That's it. The grammar is like to be. If the sentence is in present continuous, we have to use am, is, are. If it is in the past continuous, we have to use was, were plus being. Keep in your mind, we use being plus past participle, guys. Okay, so repeat after me. Am, is, are, or was, were plus being plus past participle. And the same by me, by June. As you see, June is helping Sue and Link. Sue and Link, like two people. And we use are and being and past participle plus by June. That's it. For example, I should and past continuous, just we change to be. Like am, is, are for present, is the same rule for past continuous. We use was, were. I was cleaning the bathroom. The bathroom is an object here. Okay, the bathroom is an object here. And we have to change it to subject. The bathroom, third person, it was being cleaned by me. They were cleaning the bedroom. The bedroom, okay, was being cleaned by them because of they we have to change it to by them. Okay, and Susan was cleaning the kitchen and patio. The kitchen and patio were being cleaned by Susan. Great. Any question about this rule, guys? If there's any question, please let me know. I am here to help you. I am here to answer to all your questions. So if you don't have any question, I am going to write some sentences here. Like I'm going to write some sentences. I will make it bigger, not to show you the grammar, okay? Because we will change the sentences. We will change the sentences. For example, Mr. Nijat is talking about passives. So Mr. Nijat is talking about passives. How can we change this sentence? I think this one is a little bit difficult to read, but Mr. Nijat is talking about passives. So how can we change it? It's a present continuous. So I'm waiting for your answers to this sentence. It's a present continuous. This is, let me show you. This is active sentence. Active sentence. Here you can see. And we have to change it to passive. How can we do that? Like passive. Passive sentence. We have to change it. So how can we do that? Okay, Jada says passives are being talked by Mr. Nejat, not Nejat, Nijat, Jada. Passives are being talked by Mr. Nejat. About passives, it's being talked about by Mr. Nejat. Salah, passives are being talked. Yes, and I think you understood the topic. Like the object is passives. Yes, passives is a plural, and we have to use are because of plural s. Passives are talked. Verb is talk. Are talked or are being talked. Of course, being because of present continuous. It's a progressive tense. We have to use being, then past participle by Mr. Nijat. Great. Okay. Yes, that's great. That's great. And the next sentence. My students are writing their answers to my questions. So my students are writing their answers to my questions here. Great. So let's change it to passive. Let's change it to passive sentence. My students are writing their answers to my questions. How can we do that? Yes. How can we do that? All right. Okay, Canan Ceylan says passives are being talked by Mr. Nijat. Yes, that's correct. Okay, I am waiting for your answers to this sentence. Savaşçı says their answers. Their answers to my questions are being written by my students. Savaşçı, there's a mistake. I won't tell you what's the mistake, but there's a mistake with your sentence. And at the end of this sentence, like at the end of getting all your comments, I will let you know what mistakes you made. Sevgi says, Kadir says, their answers to my questions are being wrote. It is wrong, Mr. Kadir. Sevgi says their answers are being wrote. It is false, Miss Sevgi. Ahmed says their answers to my questions are being written by. No, it's there's not any correct answer. Dilan says their answers to my questions are being written by my students. Yes, that's the correct answer. Their answers, let me write it under this sentence. Their answers to my questions, yes, this is this object of the sentence here, but we have to change it to passive. Are being, yes, are because of plural, their answers to my questions are being written, right? Wrote, written, guys, written by my students. Yes. Bertrand says their answers to the questions are being written by my students. Yes, their answers to my questions are being written by my students. Yes, that's the correct answer. All right, let me write the next sentence for past continuous. Okay, past continuous. For example, the teacher was explaining what? Explaining vocabulary. Teacher was explaining vocabulary online. So the teacher was explaining vocabulary lesson online. Okay, vocabulary. Yes, that's it. I wanted to make it a little bit difficult for you. The teacher was explaining vocabulary online. How can we do that? How can we change it to passive? Canan says their answers to my question are being written by my students. Yes, questions. Just Canan forgot to write S here. So how can we change it? How can we change this sentence? The teacher was explaining vocabulary online. So if you find this question difficult, let me know. I can explain how can we do that. Vocabulary online, no. Vocabulary online, no. Vocabulary is being explained, not is being, because it's past, Irmak. Ahmed says vocabulary online was being explained by the teacher. But vocabulary online, no. Vocabulary, okay, vocabulary was being explained by the teacher online. That's it. Online we can like keep the position online the same, like just we have to change like object to subject. Vocabulary was being explained by teacher online. Yes, vocabulary was being explained by the teacher online. Yes, that's the correct answer. Yeah, great. All right, and last sentence for past. For example, I and my, for example, my friends, my classmates, not friends, classmates, were discussing the topic for the discussing the topic for the exam. The topic of the exam. All right. Yes, I and my classmates were discussing the topic of the exam. So the online vocabulary was being explained by my teacher Fatma. No, unfortunately, we have to write online at the end of the sentence. So this sentence, I and my classmates were discussing the topic of the exam. So I and my classmates were discussing the topic of the exam. Let me check your comments. If there is any correct answer, I will let you know. If not, I will help you. All right, let me check your comments if you have a correct answer or not. The topic of the exam was being discussed by I and classmates. Kadir, just simple mistake. By me and my classmates, okay? Like, the rest of the sentence was correct. The topic of the exam was discussed by ours, by us. Like, okay, let me write it. The topic of the exam, it is like singular noun, singular subject. The topic of the exam was being discussed, yes, by us or by me and my classmates. Yes, the topic of the exam was being discussed by us, like it means a group of people, me and my classmates. This answer is also possible. Let me check your answer. Sevgi says the topic of the exam was being discussed by us. Yes, that's correct answer. Discussed by me. Yes, Dilan, thank you. Sarı, it's correct. But Sarı, not were. We have to write was. Bertrand says the topic were difficult by me and no. Bertrand, what are you writing? Damla says topic of the exam was being discussed by me and my classmates. Yes. Okay, Kenan, it's correct. Just spelling mistakes you have. Nursat says the topic of the exam was being discussed by me and my classmates. Yes. Vocabulary was being explained by the teacher online. Yes, Eylem, thank you. I understand singular name was. Yes, Sarah. Sarah Lacı, your answer is correct. Okay, I hope you understood our present and past continuous passive. Let's continue the rest of them. We learned how can we change present continuous and the past continuous to the passive. Natabar Shaho says, hey sir, hi Natabar, welcome to our online lesson. How can we do that? How can we change present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect? So passive form, like present perfect, as you see, we have and has. Past perfect had. Future perfect will have. So we will add been, like have, has, been plus past participle. For past perfect, let me highlight them. Yes. Have, has been for present perfect, had been for past perfect plus past participle. Okay. For our future, will have been. Okay, will have been. Like here, they forgot to write will have been. Yes. For example, present perfect. I have mailed the gift. The gift is object here. We have to change it to subject of the sentence in passive. The gift has, because one gift has been mailed. Has, just we add been here. For progressive we use being, but for perfect tenses we use been. Okay, the gift has been plus past participle, and the rest of the sentence is the same. The gift has been mailed by me. Jack has mailed the gifts. As here, as you say, it's a plural. The gifts have been mailed by Jack. Yes, okay. The gifts have been mailed by Jack. All right. And let's continue with the past perfect. The past perfect, like had been plus past participle, like Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg had directed the movie. Object is here. Movie is the object. And we have to change it to subject. Yes, the movie. And past perfect, passive, like had been directed. Yes. by Steven Spielberg. Yes. And Penny Marshall had directed those movies. It means more than one. More than one, like those movies, or the movies had been directed by Penny Marshall. Yes. This is the past perfect passive. And future perfect, like John will have finished the project next month. The project will have been. Okay, just we add been here, and we change the subject and object. We change the position of object to subject for passive. The project will have been finished by next month. They will have finished the projects before then. The projects will have been finished before then. Yes, this is the future perfect passive, and past perfect passive and present perfect passive. I know it is a little bit confusing. Let's do some exercise for these sentences. I will write some sentences for you, and I'm not going to show you the screen. Yes. Okay, the first sentence for present perfect passive. Okay, the first sentence. Okay. All right. For example, they have arrived. They have informed. They have informed all the people in the city. They've informed all the people in the city. So how can we change it to passive? They have informed all the people in the city. All right, let's change it. Let's change it to present perfect. They have informed all the people in the city. So how can we change it? They have informed all the people in the city. So, all right, let me check your comments. Hadise says all the people have been informed by us. No, it's not correct, Hatice. Just the end of the sentence is wrong. Pay attention to your sentence again, please. Zayda says all the people in the city have been informed by them. Yes, by them is the correct. All the people have been informed by them in the city. Savaşçı says all the people in the city have been informed by them. By they, no, by them. Okay. Mustafa says the people have been informed by them. Yes. Okay, all the people have been informed. Yes. All the people, I forgot the city. All the people in the city have been informed by them. It was a present perfect passive. Yes. And next one about the past perfect. Past perfect passive. How can we change that? How can we change this sentence? Okay, let me write a sentence here. For example, when I got home, my family had, or no, it's easy one. I should write a little bit difficult. I realized that I had forgotten my wallet at home. Yes, I realized that I had forgotten my wallet at home. So how can we change? This is a past perfect, and we have to change this sentence to passive. So meantime, like while you are writing your answers to my questions, I want to check your comments for the previous question. Ayna says all the people in the city have been informed by them. Yes, thank you, Ayna. Your answer is correct. And Sevgi, Mehmet, Damla, and Fatma. Yes, your answers are correct as well. So, this sentence, I realized that I had forgotten my wallet at home. How can we change this sentence? How can we change it? All right, I'm waiting for your answer to my question, to this question. All right. I realized that my wallet had been forgotten at home. Yes, maybe. My wallet was being forgotten at home. No, Bertrand, your answer is not correct, is incorrect. Kadir says, I realized that my wallet had been forgotten by me at home. My wallet had been forgotten at home. That I realized. Eylem says all the people had been being... Okay, Eylem, I don't know. Yeah, previous sentence you were writing. I realized that my wallet had been forgotten by me. Yes, okay, this sentence is correct. I realized that my wallet had been forgotten by me at home. Yes, that's the correct answer. I realized that my wallet, W, Sevgi, we have to use W, wallet, not we, W, had been forgotten and forgotten, no, forgotten by me at home. Okay, be careful with the spelling, okay? The answer is correct. And next one is about future perfect passive. And one sentence I'm gonna write it about. For example, I will have learned English by the end of this year. Okay, so I will have learned English language, okay, English language by the end of this year. How can we change it? How can we change this sentence to passive? Canan says, I realized that my wallet had been forgotten by me at home. Yeah, that's correct. And I will have learned English language by the end of this year. So this is the last sentence for future perfect passive. How can we change it? How can we change this sentence? Okay. So I'm waiting for your comments to my sentence, to my question. All right, Saru is first. English language will have been learned by me by the end of this year. English language will have been learned by me by the end of this year. Yes, Kadir, sorry, your answer is correct but not complete. Kadir wrote a complete sentence. Yes. Okay, English language will have been learned by me by the end of this year. Yes, English language will have been learned by me by the end of this year is a correct answer. Congratulations to me. Yes, Kadir says. Yes, congratulations, Kadir. Sergey says English will have been learned by me by the end of this year. English language will have been by the end of, yes, been learned. Mehmet, you learned, you forgot verb. Eylem said my wallet had been forgotten by me at the home. Yes, Eylem, thank you. English will have been learned by the end of this year by me. Yes, English language will have been learned by me by the end of this year. Sıla. Great, guys, super, fantastic answers you're writing to my questions. We will have short break time, like 15 minutes break time we will have. After having break, okay, we will continue the rest of this part. Please take notes, okay, like while we are writing these examples here. If you don't understand, please take note, and at the end of the lesson you can ask your questions from me here. Okay, let's see after the break time. See you after break.
Olduğun yerden hemen kalkman gerek. Adım at ki gerçekleşsin her dilek. Bekliyor seni parlak bir gelecek. Sen ona gittikçe o sana gelecek. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
A word for the joy and smile, a world where everyone will live by satisfaction and learn to survive in the outside world. Justenglish style. Learn, play, sing and dance. Do what you don't see anywhere else. Learn, play, sing and dance. Do what do, Justenglish style.
Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, macerayla tanış. Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, bu dünyaya karış.